This is the Talk Nation. Senator Chris Van Hollen, a Democrat from Maryland, decided to do some political grandstanding, traveling to El Salvador to bail out a member of MS-13, Kilmer Abrego Garcia, who's been living in Maryland for years. He was deported back in March despite an activist judge's order. The whole process has been controversial. Van Hollen was rebuffed by the Salvadoran government, and President Bukele of El Salvador isn't budging. So Garcia stays in jail in El Salvador. Bukele had already stated that El Salvador couldn't return him to the U.S. Despite what Van Hollen and other Democrats are saying, there was an order to deport Mr. Garcia in 2019 because there is proof that he was or is a member of MS-13 and had charges against him for domestic violence. Garcia has been held in El Salvador's terrorism confinement center. There was a U.S. agreement that he would not be sent back to his home country, but the 1798 Alien Enemies Act, revised by Trump, changed that. There is some word salad from the U.S. Supreme Court which ruled that the administration must facilitate his return. That doesn't mean what Democrats have been saying it means. El Salvador's President Bukele and President Trump refused to bring him back. Even if they did, he would be immediately deported again, so what's the use? Van Hollen called the deportation a legal abduction and accused the Trump administration of lying. I think Van Hollen has been stretching the truth quite a bit himself. He's vowed to continue pressing for Abrego Garcia's release. I think that's a dead end. But at least Van Hollen can use it to help raise funds for his political bank account. On the flip side, the White House criticized Van Hollen's trip, questioning his concern for Maryland constituents and highlighting arrests of suspected undocumented immigrant criminals. Even more intense, Rachel Moran's mother spoke at the White House, criticizing Van Hollen for prioritizing Abrego Garcia over the safety of Maryland citizens. Her daughter was murdered by an illegal alien from El Salvador in 2023. Despite what some people on the left believe, Van Hollen is not a hero. He's just another example of what's wrong with the Democrat Party.